Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience and welcome to the stage your MC Nick Hill! Oh, listen to that apathy. Thank you so much. Are we well? Yes. People who were in really early, which was you two, wasn't it? 10 to 7 you were in. You okay? Because you've done nearly a bottle of wine, haven't you? We've been watching you. Are you alright? Elderflower Press lady, where are you? Oh, you're sitting over. Are you driving? Clearly you are, aren't you? So you're going to be a bundle of laughs tonight. You alright? Mia's group, we've got 2 tables. So Mia's building contractors, you've turned up for the 2nd month running, which is a fucking miracle for builders, isn't it? To be? Clearly he's had some work done by you. And we've got this table down here, we've got Gloucester's answer to take that and 2 hangers-on who've... and you'll be fine, because we'll be done by 10:30, and looking at the age, you'll be in bed by 11, so Mike, you'll be alright, you'll be fine. So, have you all been to this gig before? Just give me a cheer if you have. Yeah. Just raise your hand if you haven't. Oh, there's always 1 or 2. Great. So, just a few health and safety things. So, in the event of a fire, right, there's 2 exits. You can either go that door over there, or there's a back passage over there, which you can all have a go at later. Some of you are looking somewhat expectantly happy about that. There's 3 acts on tonight. We'll have your first act on in a minute, and then a break, then your middle act, then another break, and then your final headline act. Is that okay? And whilst the acts are on, the bar will be closed, but you'll have plenty of time in the intervals. That's it, really. So for the new people, just give me a show of hands again who you were. So what we do, because we've been doing this gig for 6 years, and it's just a bit of fun. Everyone in the room's done it, so for the new people, you just stand up, introduce yourself to the group, say a few things about yourself. So, Mr. Parkins, I can't do that to you, that's really hard. I'll tell you what, it's interesting, the demographic in the room tonight. Did you want to have a go at standing up and saying hello? Is that what you raised your hand for then? Sorry, I just... Lady in the red, I saw you out of the corner of my eye, you were just flicking your hair. Oh, fuck it, I thought we were going to take the piss out of you then, but no. The demographic in the room is nice, because it's quite old. There's been, well, not that old, obviously. There's only been 1 couple in here tonight using their phones instead of chatting, and that's you 2 at the back. Don't look round, you 2 on the Mia's table. Out of all these people, you're the only 2 in the room on your phone. Everyone else has been chatting. You don't get that normally at gigs. I'm used to gigging to much younger audiences, and they're just on their phones all the time, but you've been really nice, and you probably haven't got an iPhone, have you? Do you know what an iPhone is? You do? Oh, that's nice. So, welcome to the gig. It's really nice of you to be here tonight. My daughter's here tonight. I've tried to keep it in the family, and she sent me a text earlier on to say, Dad, I'm coming to the gig, is that alright? I said, yeah, of course it is, Chloe. I'll just put your name on the door, it'll say Chloe Hill, bracket FOC. And she texted me back saying, what does FOC mean? I said, are you joking? What do you think it means? And she said, is it father of the child? Yeah. If you don't believe me, I've still got the text to prove it. So, I've started gigging, well, not started gigging, I tend to do a lot of gigs with young people these days, because the circuit is swamped with wannabe acts, and it's really hard, and the audiences are quite young, because they you know, the millennials, you've got to be so careful in case you offend them, you know. And I just want to go back to the good old days of the 60s and 70s when sexism and racism was rife, and you could just say what the fuck you wanted to say, and not worrying about offending people, because they are, aren't they? I mean, look, is there anybody actually in the room who's under 25? No, look, just you. Is it? How old are you? What, 12? You are 12. You're 20. Right. We're going to kick the fuck out of you later on. So, give it a what? Give it a go, mate. Okay. So, what's your name, young man? George. You're very welcome, George. To fuck off right now. No, you're not. What do you do for a job, George?
Work in social care.
So, oh, that's fantastic. You're really doing something for the community. Well done for me. Yeah, clap it. Look, somebody was going to clap one person. One person in the whole of Gloucester was going to clap the fact that we've got social care in the community. The rest of us are quite happy to leave, see the fuckers out on the streets, aren't we? Really, that's basically what you're saying. It's all right. I work in recruitment, right? And this week, this shows, and this isn't a slight on you at all, George, but I had one kid say, I can't go to work because it's too cold. Too cold? Too cold? I still remember the winter of '63. Do we all, as there people in the room, you must remember that. George, you won't. In nappies. -22. I was sent to the shops on January the 16th. I didn't get back till February the 18th. And I was wearing shorts. Bless it. So, yeah, George, you are very welcome. And this is quite unusual to have such an older group, because there's probably people in here who, to be quite honest, looking around, might not make it through the night. And oh yeah, this table, I saw you come in, and you're quite a frightening table to be sitting at the front time. Fucking Phil Mitchell lookalikes, and you wearing your t-shirt that nearly fits, which is nice. And you remember the old days of cheesecloth back in the 70s when that was in fashion, which is nice. So my job tonight is just to chat to you and then basically bring the acts on. The acts are going to do all the work, and I'm sure you're going to have a fantastic time tonight. I'll just tell you one little story. I nearly didn't come down tonight because we've got a dog, and this afternoon we had some friends round just for a little drink in the garden, and all of a sudden my wife cried out, "Oh my God, the dog's in the garden and he's got the rabbit in his mouth." And that's a horrifying thing, you know. You don't want to hear that. And the friends had an 8-year-old girl with them, and I was scared because I thought, what's she going to think? And actually, it turned out she had actually seen a real sex toy before, so all was good. It was absolutely fine. So right now I've worked you up into a frenzy of activity. I need to work out which act is actually going to come on first, because the first act who wasn't going to be here has now arrived and he's putting his hand up. So actually the second act who was going to come on first is now going to go on second. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. You don't get this shit at live at the Apollo, do you? They know what's happening. So what we'll do, if we start the applause over in this corner and we just bring it right the way through the room and all the way down to the end. So if you start the applause, bring it right the way through the room as we welcome to the stage the very lovely Stuart Goldsmith!
Good evening. Thank you very much, four polite people here in Gloucester. Thanks for having me. I love what you've done with the place. They say a curtain